Hi, everyone. Welcome to Edison Bob. Today, we have a deep dive into the NEAR protocol and its ecosystem. NEAR is one of those protocols that you cannot miss when you are digging a little bit deeper into crypto, when you go to conferences, or when you just look around. They have a very interesting backstory from what I've gathered, but I do not know too much. And so this is the reason why, again, we are doing a deep dive. Today we are doing a NEAR deep dive. And as always, if you want, you can leave your questions or your comments in chat, and I will go into them during this live session today. So the goal for our deep dive is twofold. First of all, we want to get a basic understanding of the fundamentals of the NEAR ecosystem. So we want to get a good, solid, grounded understanding. And this live stream also has the idea that it gives you the ability to get better at quickly doing fundamental analysis, because fundamental analysis always takes time, and that's just a fact. And so we want to get better at quickly coming to our conclusions. So while we do this deep dive, we also look into how we can do it systematically in a way that we gather the most relevant information quickly. So this is our mission for today. And so we will look into these 6 factors: market and positioning. So what's the basic idea of the product? What is the team behind it, the backers? We want to look at the actual product and the technology, how it stands right now. We are going to look at the token and the tokenomics. We're looking at the traction, the ecosystem and the partnerships, and then the marketing and community. And this should give us a well-rounded picture of what's going on in the NEAR ecosystem. And yeah, I'm most curious about the ecosystem and the projects that are building in it, because this is where I see the most exciting stuff. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that, let's get into it. So I have created this board here for us, and this is where we will put down all our links, all our screenshots, and all our information. And as always, I want to start very simple. So the first impression is always what counts, because it tells you how much NEAR protocol, how much is the protocol looking at its basic presentation. So what do you think about the ecosystem? So when I go to NEAR right now, I see that it's the blockchain for AI, and I can remember this was not always the case. So I feel like they have a little bit of history on how they developed. Okay, the platform, it's very very animated. The platform powering the agentic future. NEAR is the execution layer for AI native apps, enabling agents to own assets, make decisions, and transact freely across networks. Okay, so the thing, who are they targeting with the information that they have on the top? So they have a section for founders. So they are targeting founders and builders. How to get funding, infrastructure committee. Developers, so they differentiate between developers and founders. Okay, and developers looks like it's the basic the basic developer portal. Tech stack. Okay, we have some information about the product itself. And yeah, chain abstraction is the thing that I remember seeing them advertising last year. Last year, when you walked up to the booth, or maybe even this year. I think this year, still in March, when you walked up to the booth, it was about chain abstraction. And then it seems like they moved from chain abstraction to AI. All right, and then they have community. There is a blog. And I think the blog is a good starting point to look at what is happening right now. So first of all, I'm always keeping a list of the best links. And yeah, I want to check out the blog and just see what has been happening recently. This gives you a pulse on the vibe. Hi, Daniel. This gives you a pulse on the vibe of how often are they posting news and what kind of news are they actually posting. All right. But But before we do that, what is their mission? So I think the first mission that we can see is, and I'm gonna hold this, I'm gonna write this down because I remember that their positioning has changed over time. At some point in the past, it was about chain abstraction, and now they have moved to AI. Yeah? So AI is a market that makes sense, but it's still interesting. Okay, so I'm visiting the page about AI because this is what they currently are claiming. So they talk about the agentic future. Easy for AI to take action, own assets, make decisions, and move across networks with speed. Last week, we had a live stream with a deep dive into Peak Network, and Peak also had a focus on giving AI the ability to own assets and take action with them. All right, why Near for AI? That's a bit simple. Okay, they talk about Model Context Protocol and AITP. AITP is something I hear for the first time. Privacy-preserving AI transactions, Shade agents. Shade agents are multi-chain AI-powered smart contracts that enable autonomous execution. Yeah, so they are building on their chain abstraction stuff, and they say multi-chain AI-powered smart contracts. Front end for execution, the front end and execution layer for agents. All right. Okay. I want to go back a little bit in their history. They still have a page about chain abstraction, so I still want to see the framing and positioning that they have for chain abstraction. So chain abstraction is this idea of that as a developer, some component takes care of you and takes care of you that you don't really have to worry about which chain you're interacting with. You maybe have a smart contract, or you have a program, and all the complexity about how you interact with multiple chains is hidden from you. This can have multiple ways. This can be that one chain is keeping the secrets and the private keys to act on other chains. It might be a smart way to bridge between chains, or to have some kind of other like smart mechanism that allows you to interact between chains. But you don't have to worry about which chain you're interacting with. So we have the docs now. Okay, so I'm gonna take note of the docs, and I'm copying the link to the docs page. Good, so we have the website, we have the docs. Let's see how they see it. Blockchain development today faces a critical challenge. Users need to understand complex blockchain concepts, manage multiple wallets, and deal with different networks just to use basic applications. Yeah. Chain abstraction solves this by making blockchain technology invisible to end users while preserving all of the underlying benefits. Okay. Good. Why chain abstraction matters? It makes the life of everyone easier. And so the one thing, okay, they have multiple, okay, now we have multiple pieces of tech that are relevant. So this is actually interesting. So we see different things here, and we go a little bit into the actual protocol and product. But yeah, that's always the case when you look at the product. So I would say before we go into chain abstraction and make it a little bit too nerdy, let's see what they have on the basics. So Near is user-friendly and carbon neutral, fast, secure, infinitely scalable. Okay. It's a layer 1, sharded. Sharded is interesting. Proof of stake blockchain. Okay. Yeah, this is something interesting that I see. So they say they have named accounts, and I saw this when I was meeting a Near guy at one event, and he showed me his app, this Near app, and he was very excited about it. And the thing I remember, it was very easy for him to create an account for me, and there was, I think, some kind of gas abstraction or something, because I could just mint an NFT or something without having like any kind of tokens on the chain. Yeah, sign up using email or Telegram, right? This was this. Okay, they claim 1.3 second transactions, and 1 cent, less than 1 cent in fees, built-in account abstraction, 4 years of 100% uptime, 3 billion transactions processed. Okay, I'm copying the claims here because this is this goes into the direction of the USPs that they're claiming here. Market and positioning. So they're positioning themselves for AI. So maybe we can find some more material on that. It's interesting because on the what is near page, they are not making the AI claims. You know? So it seems like there is near protocol, and then there's some very basic things, and then on top of that, you have more of the stuff. So there is a multi-chain section with the chain abstraction. That's the thing that we just went to. And then for the chain abstraction, they have some specifics. So I'm gonna copying the chain abstraction claim because I think this also helps us form a picture. So there's some basics. Then there is this idea of chain abstraction that we're talking about. And then once they have chain abstraction, they started moving over to AI. But near intents is something that is interesting to me because intents allow you to, as a user, not have to worry about the specifics of a transaction, but basically claim this is what the outcome that I want to have. And as long as this outcome is achieved, I'm willing to sign the transaction. And then this is the amount. For example, I want to have a swap, but I don't care about the exact fees and is there MEV mitigation involved or whatever. I just want to give this amount of money and receive at least this amount of tokens, right? So it seems like they are working, of course, when they want to have chain abstraction and multi-chain capabilities, they need to work with intents. So users or agents submit intents, then there is a solver network where there's competition going on, and then there's a cross-chain execution. Okay, so this is really lovely. And then let's see what they have. Chain signatures. Enables near accounts, including smart contracts, to sign and execute transactions on other blockchains. Okay, this is interesting because how do they keep the secret? And there's typically just very few answers involved, and one of them is multi-party computation. So multi-party computation means you have different computers or chains or different machines, and they have to compute, they have to perform a very complex computation where they're sending information to each other, and only in this way they can come to a signature. So the idea usually is you keep different parts of the secret of the password or the key on different machines, or for example, one on your local machine and then somewhere else, or you split it up in the sharded environment. And this way you want to keep the secret secure and not have it stored on one machine. So chain signatures enable near accounts, including smart contracts, to sign and execute transactions across many blockchain protocols. By using multi-party computation, this technology allows a single near account to control accounts and assets on external chains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Based. Key benefits include you have a single account, but you have multi-chain operations. Yeah. One thing, for example, that I don't know is why is it not enough to just use your seed key, private key, and just sign those transactions for many chains? But then I guess the multi-party computation part comes where you sign one transaction, and then maybe that already carries the secret, so you don't have to worry about signing all the other transactions, but that is taken care of on the chain, but it's still done in a secure manner because you have to sign the transaction that initiates all of those things. So this is, if I would be diving down a little bit deeper, this is where I would go. Good. Okay, and then the last part that they have here is OmniBridge. The OmniBridge is a multi-chain asset bridge that combines chain signatures with chain-specific verification methods to enable secure and efficient cross-chain asset transfers. Chain signature integration, verification layer, bridge token factory. Okay, I don't know exactly, but it's sort of, I guess, like messaging infrastructure. Rollup data availability. Every monolithic blockchain has a data availability layer. Nearest data availability represents a pioneering initiative to modularize the data availability layer from the Near blockchain to make it available. It's a multi-rollup solution for builders. Okay, so they make data availability available with Blob Store contract, a contract that makes blobs available. Okay, so we have a question here: is Near an EVM chain? That's a good question. Let's figure it out in a second. Okay, I would say this was a little bit a dive into their multi-chain capabilities. So I'm taking a screenshot here for everything that has to do with multi-chain, and then let's find out is multi-chain is it an EVM, a smart contract chain? I believe the answer is no, but I don't know the details. So let's look into the smart contracts. Developers can choose between using JavaScript or Rust to write smart contracts in Near. This basically means no. And then the contracts will be compiled into WebAssembly. So this means they very likely have their completely own infrastructure of having smart contracts. Storing 100 kilobytes costs 1 N. Is it 1 Near token? So deploying a contract generally costs only a few Nears. I see. Maybe this is their sign for a Near. Okay. So can we see like, okay. Yeah, so you see this is it looks completely different from how you would expect a Solidity smart contract to look like. So it's in their own language. Thank you for the question. Good question. Okay, so I want to look a little bit into the AI segment, and then I would say I have enough on the technical side. It's a little bit of a surface area investigation into the product, and then we can look into the tokenomics and look into what teams and products are building on the ecosystem. So Near's vision is to create the future of user-owned AI, where AI and agents serve the users, not corporations. For this vision to become a reality, AI must protect user data, prioritize the user's interests, and operate on a sustainable, user-aligned economic model. Okay, so what do we have? Shade agents. Create verifiable agents that can control accounts across multiple blockchains. This is actually pretty cool. That the agent cannot lose access to its accounts and that its private keys will never be revealed. This is very tough. How do you want the agent to be able to sign transactions on multiple chains, but the secrets are not involved? And I'm very, very skeptical about the idea. I'm willing to be convinced otherwise, but I'm very skeptical about this idea, because if you can sign transactions as an agent, you know the secret. And if you know the secret, it means it can be revealed. So I don't know how secure you can make the chain to not reveal the secret. Okay. Okay, but shade agents is a good idea, and this is one thing where I would actually be critical about if that actually works as they claim. But yeah, it's often you find some kind of elegant solution or very good or like sneaky trade-offs how you can make it possible. Good. Shade agents, Near AI, agent network infrastructure, monetizable open source AI agents. The question is, where do the AI agents run, and is it sort of like, are they talking about LLMs or are they talking about something different? If it is an LLM, it's fairly expensive to execute it and run it. Okay, Bitte protocol. Agents that interact with smart contracts. So do we have some details on the agents, what you can build? I mean, maybe it's just smart logic. If it's smart logic, smart contracts using LLMs. Okay, so they talk about LLMs. Access LLMs. Yeah, and where do the LLMs run? Do they run on the... Do the LLMs run quick start deploying an agent? Okay, so this is a little bit of a question that will remain open, but I want to move on. So Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Agent network infrastructure, maybe go to the Near AI website. Okay, that's a completely different website, Near AI. TensorFlow and transformer architecture. Yeah, I would be curious to understand where these are running, but okay, let's leave it at that. Good, and with that, I'm gonna close this tab. Intents, I would say we don't need to know everything about intents now. Chain abstraction, we can close it. And we don't need too many details now on their blockchain. I would say that's enough for now. Okay. So let's look a little bit what we have. We have market positioning, and we actually like fluently went over to the product and tech. But I would say that the basic positioning that they have is chain abstraction, multi-chain, AI. They have intents. So it's very interesting because they were building this chain abstraction technical infrastructure. And then once they had that, then this year they started pivoting to AI. And this pivot to AI is now interestingly playing very well together with the other infrastructure that they have built. All right. Okay, I'm gonna skip team at Beckers for now because I'm more interested in tokenomics actually. So let's just search it up for now. Good. We have a blog post. And while we are at it, at this point in analysis, this is also where I'm just gonna go to coin market cap, and we will check out what the Near token has been doing. Good. So of course we're not interested in the price, we're interested in the market cap, and we are looking at the all-time. And okay, we had a sharp initial drop, but then it has actually been developing fairly good, and the token has been going on for 4.5 years. And this is pretty nice. So this was the last bull market. And then it had a nice surge here 1 year ago. And then it had some drop, and it didn't raise too much with the current bull run, but it like with the initial run, it was actually going good. So I would say this is at least in the top 25% of all tokens that we know, maybe top 10%, you know, if it's like many charts look worse. All right. Okay, let's look at the tokenomics. So they seem to be claiming a capped supply. And they announced this tokenomics 2020. Okay, there's a capped supply. So what do we have? 1 billion Near tokens created at Genesis. And this is a vesting. Okay, so it is not necessarily a capped supply. Contract-based accounts, transfer restrictions, lockups. Okay, that's the allocation, the initial allocation. We're going to copy that. Okay. So what do we have here? We have community grants program, core contributors, operational grants, foundation, early ecosystem, community sales, small backers, core contributors. Okay, so the investors here are like 23%. Then team is 14%, and then foundation and grants is 50%, and then community sales 12%. Good. 5 years circulating supply. So this is the circle. Okay, so that means they minted like this at Genesis, they minted like 1 billion. 1 billion is also liquid after 3 years. Then after 5 years. Okay, so inflation is not too bad actually. That's pretty much okay. Okay. I want to check out if I have like if ChatGPT gave me some information on the tokenomics. Nope. I'm gonna start a query. Tokenomics on Near. And I'm gonna put it into thinking mode. That should give me like a good result in maybe a minute or two. Do we have something else, like some quick results? This is one of the things that I find very interesting in crypto is that tokenomics are super relevant because you need to understand how much is the total supply, how much is circulating, how much is vesting, what's the inflation, what is the token used for. So maybe we can find some dashboards and we go a little bit into the traction. But let's say Near protocol dashboards, and we look a little bit what we find. Okay, we find Dune Analytics. Not too much. Near intents. Okay. Do we only find dashboards on Dune? And then maybe go to token terminal and check out Near. Near. Do we not have Near on token terminal? Okay, let's check out what we have on Dune. So monthly returns. What does that mean? Transactions per second, 161. Okay. So daily account activity, active accounts. It's interesting. So we had more than 1 million active accounts. We had like, and then deleted accounts. Interesting. I never saw that metric before. And new accounts. Yeah, not bad amount of new accounts being created. Okay, contract activity, active contracts, interesting surge of active contracts, and this is a log scale, so it went from, but which of the two scales is it using? Okay, so it went from 1,000 active accounts to active contracts to 1 million active contracts. There must be maybe a change in system, but it also sort of coincided with the token price activity, I believe. Unique contracts, I see. Okay, I'm sure this was some kind of upgrade. Daily transactions, okay, Near transactions was also surging last year. Average revenue per user. Circulating supply, total supply. Okay. Interesting. You know, in the tokenomics page, we saw that it's 1 billion, but then we see that, okay, this is a much higher inflation. So they had between January 21, 22 and January 22, they had 2 billion tokens added. This was like 25% inflation. That total supply. Was there? Yeah, okay, it's like 10% or so per year. Even less. Maybe a little less than 8% per year. Fully diluted value on market cap. It's not diverging too much. Okay, so this is from the very first impression, it's pretty okay. It's like not insane. What I would be interested in is how many fees are being paid. Near token fee revenue. Look, we have something on token terminal, and we have something on the DeFi Llama. Okay, then we just missed it previously. Okay, let's check that out. Near protocol. revenue, $6 million in the last 365 days. So what is that? That is like that's $20,000 per day. Yeah. So that's $20,000 per day. Not bad. Okay, what else do we know about Near? Very good. Okay, now we're talking. I'm gonna copy this link. And this is, where do we put this? Where do we have the activity? Yeah, so that we put this under traction here. So let's see what our traction is for Near. Active addresses is going up from 25 million a year ago to now 1.5 years ago to 47 million now. Fully diluted market cap was fully diluted so FTV was trailing down. Yeah, I'm not a fan of fully diluted valuation. It's a bad metric. Market cap is also, but okay, fees. This is interesting. Yeah, 100,000 in fees, 100,000 fees, 70, 60,000. Okay, that's pretty solid. Token trading volume. This is on a single day. Is it in a single week? This is the bar chart of a week or so. I think this is like weekly charts. And this might also be weekly charts. Yeah, it makes sense. It has to be. Does it have to be? Yeah, it's about weekly charts. So they make, I don't know, like 100,000 or more in fees per week. And today it's 50,000, 70,000. So it's like $10,000 fees per week. Hydration is at $5,000 per week, right? Per day right now. So 10,000 per day on Near. And this is revenue. Okay, we have fees and we have revenue. 70,000. Okay, so almost all of the fees are also revenue. 6 million in a year. Token trading volume. Okay. Supply side fees, revenue, expenses. What are the expenses? Is it like what the DAO is paying? Token incentives. This is maybe staking rewards. 2 million per week. I'm gonna take this also. Okay, so spending 2 million per week and making like 70,000 per week. Okay. Valuation. PF. About 1,000. What is PF? Fees. Okay. Price per fees. And this is price per. Active users. 50 million is good. Let's also take the active users. What is active how does active addresses diverge? Yeah, okay. Good. I would say these are some of the more interesting metrics, and I think we can drop everything else. Core developers, about 50. Code commits. These are always tough because you don't know if they are capturing all the repositories. Block time is nice. Block time is 500 milliseconds. And then TPS is about 50. 600 millisecond blocks and 50 TPS. But I would say that seems like it's the actual demand. And then 2 cents per transaction. Average transaction fee and median transaction fee. Median transaction fee is actually even lower. Not bad. Not bad. I'm just screenshotting all of this. So, and these ones I put under active users. So this is the traction, but I would say the revenue I put under the token. Revenue and incentives. So it's token and tokenomics. And then we have some good stats here. Okay, now I want to get to the stuff that was promised to me is interesting, and that is the ecosystem and the partnerships. So let's see if DeFi Llama has anything that we're still missing. And maybe I just copy this for further research in the future. The fees, yeah, that's their chain revenue. Stablecoin market cap. Look. Okay. That is good. That's something from the traction we also want to have. Right. Okay. So TVL. Hey, full patch. Good to have you. Okay. So TVL on Near is $164 million. Recently, I'm getting a little bit better understanding to compare TVL between blockchains because in Polkadot, hydration has been growing from 100 million to 330 million or $300 million. And so it gives me a little bit of more of a measure because I'm closer to the ecosystem and I see what the activity is and how it relates. So, but I also know that DeFi Llama, they have different ways of, like, everyone has a different way of measuring it. So you always still have to look at the details. You cannot just like cleanly compare it by just looking at DeFi Llama, one platform. So it's only ever rough comparison. But yeah, what do we have here? Okay, so we see some of the protocols building on Near. Stablecoin market cap is $200 million. We see revenue going on, and then the fees like are 10,000. Okay, so Ria Finance seems to be like their DeFi. They go to DeFi protocol. So Ria Finance, let's check it out. DEX lending, BTC Ria. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Since they have chain abstraction, they can offer Bitcoin. But okay, so market size, $186 million. And this is the liquidity. Okay, so Near TVL, USDC, Purge, Black Dragon, USDC. Okay, so they have a few $1 million of several tokens, and then a few 10,000 provide liquidity DEX, and then lending. Okay, do they have a statistics page? No, then I will look into what we have here, leverage lending swap. Is there a statistics page for DeFi? No, airdrop, trade competition. Okay, then we'll just compare it here. So we are in the explore tab swap. Okay, let me see the swap. No. Liquidity. Okay, this AMM liquidity and Ria Near. Okay, what's the TVL? Okay, it's not ideal for the $186 million that we see in TVL. So there is not going to be too much profit from that, I would guess. 3 million SEK USDC Near, and I don't see stable pools. Okay. Okay, so I would say not too much going on here. Let's check out what do we stable pools. Okay. 2 million, 1 million, linear. Okay, this is stable pools. Staked near. Okay, so a bit of stablecoin liquidity. And then let's check out lending. Total supplied. Okay, so we have linear. This is a liquid stake. Okay, so they're keen on liquid staking. USDC and USDT, there is a lot of USDC and USDT, like $50 million here, and similar on the borrow side. Yeah, so that should, I think, yield quite some fees for the protocol. Same here. Hey, Chaotic. Polkadot NFT marketplace. Have I heard about you? I think I have not heard about the Chaotic NFT. Maybe in my nightly investigations on Twitter, I was checking out. Okay, so that's a little bit of an insight into DeFi. So Ria Finance is I would say the DeFi platform here. We could say. So I'm posting the link here. Okay, what else do we have? Labor Capital, liquid staking. They're discounting this real world asset tokenization. Oh, nice, $30 million. All stake restaking. There's a restaking protocol. Liquid staked real world asset tokenization yield aggregator. And that's it mostly. So most of the TVL is on Ria Finance. All right. Okay. So that's a little bit of a state of the finances we have. And with that, I want to go a little bit into the ecosystem. Just let me check if I got some additional details from ChatGPT. Okay. No. Okay. So who is building on Near? State of AI on Near. Okay, that's a 2025 update. Ria Finance debut in August. It just launched. The token launched. So there's a merger. Ooh, there was a merger between two DeFi protocols. Interesting. All right. Okay, we can close that. Okay, so we have a 2025 update, and that is from recently. Okay, state of AI on Near. I mean, that's their main thing, so I would hope that we get some good insights, and we see some logos already from protocols. So let's see. Foundations, decentralized confidential machine learning. Agent Hub fine-tuning. Near Agent Hub. Fine-tuning and model training, evaluation, quality assurance, data storage, labeling, cleaning, and synthetic data. So they are really also about training, not just utilization. Private data storage, data labeling, synthetic data generation, optimization, all the good keywords. AI agents, agentic protocols, and the agent interaction and transaction protocol. AITP. Okay, so AITP is their own invention. Shade agents, agentic protocols, agentic frameworks. Good. What do we have? Okay, some specifications. Yeah, so my guess is since they just recently pivoted to AI, that they started building that stack. And when they have been busy before with chain abstraction, it means, and then the smart contracts, it depends, but they will not have been online for too long. Okay, so AI alpha is near. Good. So I would say they pivoted, and this is what they're building now, and they're very dedicated on the stack. Do we have something about the teams building in the ecosystem? Near infrastructure committee, okay. Funding grants. Let's see if there is some grants, and if we see if there's, because that's often what is. Yeah, no, I'm not reading that. Nearprotocolrewards.com. Okay. Launch your idea, hackathons, grow, protocol rewards, scale with confidence. Highlights. Incubate the cohort, Near and Delphi. Explore the Near ecosystem. Here we go. Here we go. Explore Founders Hub, ecosystem wallets, quite a lot of wallets. Near catalog. I hope this is what I'm looking for. The Near Club, learn together. Onboarding platform. Amplification. Ooh, Proximity Labs, research and development firm. Near One. Aurora Labs. Fast Near, high performance. Okay, there's infrastructure, multi-sig options. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. 4 pillars of Near AI, Near Intense, chain abstraction, blockchain. Upcoming events, build bodies. Fork that happy hour. Maybe I should go to the Fork that happy hour of Near. Building blocks inference. Bam. Okay, come on. Wallet.near.org. Oh, they have a wallet website. That is nice. We should get that for Polkadot too. Good. I think this is what I've been looking for. I wanted to know which projects are active in the ecosystem. So this is the Near Club. Training projects. Applications. Yes. Okay. This is what we want to have. So Delta Trade. Hotcraft NFT marketplace. Search swap. Now it would of course be interesting to know which of these protocols are the most active or most relevant. So, okay. What are the most relevant protocols building on Near protocol? And this time I'm not gonna go into long thinking ChatGPT. I just want you to give me the fast answer. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT gives us. Aurora, an Ethereum virtual machine implemented atop Near. Interesting. Rainbow Bridge. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. Rainbow Bridge. Octopus Network. Multi-chain interoperability infrastructure that allows developers to launch substrate-based applications. Substrate-based applications. Wow, okay. Look how we have Polkadot technology on Near. This is what I was wondering. Has rebranded to Omnity Network? Omnity are we at the right place? The easiest place always to find out if it's substrate is you check out the GitHub. Canister, that sounds like Internet Computer. Not sure if we're at the right place. Octopus Network. Multi-chain Web3 infrastructure empowers. Okay, so Bitcoin Fi. So it's like a Bitcoin layer 2. Internet Computer, Ethereum. All right, Near chain abstraction, shading, Ref Finance. Okay, these are the tools that merged. Decentral Bank, DAO managed protocol responsible. Alrighty. So, okay, I'm gonna look up a tweet that I got from Zoe when I announced that I'm going to do this live. She told me to check out some event because Fala is also was at some kind of event. Was it here? All right. Okay. D-Wolf is asking, how does Near compare to Polkadot Substrate? Compare, contrast. I would love to answer that. You have to tell me what specifically do you mean, because there's a lot of comparisons we can do. But of course, that is a relevant question we can go into. So Zoe Meckbach, she was commenting on something that I should check out. Yeah, please cover how. Okay. Did not. So okay, let's quickly go one more time through and see what captures our attention. Can we like filter this? Okay, DEP. Ria Finance, Delta Trade, Hotcraft, NFT, Search Swap, Metapool, liquid staking. Another liquid staking, a wallet, meme, UX layer. All right, we need a better way to figure out which of these are like the most relevant right now, because it's easy to start a project, but then to become relevant. Drum Swap, Asian Girl Boss. Okay, not sure if these are applications. Meme coin, developer tooling. I have to say, it seemed like there's quite a lot of projects that have been started here. But I'm going to close this. And then let's return to our overview here. Okay, so Near partnership. And then let's check out Twitter a little bit. Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, Deutsche Telekom, 01 Labs. All right. Okay, I'm gonna open up Near Protocol on Twitter, and then we see a little bit about what the recent activity has been about. The most user-friendly chain, Near just flipped Solana in daily active users. Wow, what are they doing? Okay, so the one thing lots of staked Near. The one thing I would be curious to see is, because they say the state of AI, but what I'm missing is that they are like saying what is happening. Perps, okay, so there's more DeFi. Near intense. All-time volume on near intense. Okay, this is a good indicator. Like intense would be interesting. So we can look one more time into intense, but near support launches today. What's actually going on chain? What is happening? Yeah, so okay, so this is a little bit of an unanswered question to me. Okay, so D-Wolf, you were asking how does Near compare to Polkadot? From everything that we learned so far, I'm going to give a little bit of a comparison of what I understand. So Polkadot is an ecosystem that is very keen on Web3, that is very keen on creating interoperability between heterogeneous blockchains, and in general, just allowing Web3 services to deploy and scale up to any need that they have. Near is much more specific on certain verticals or niches, and it's very specific on the AI vertical right now. It has built infrastructure for chain abstraction, for intents, and it has its own smart contract language. There is a liquid staking. We have seen DEX protocols. We have seen quite a lot of wallets and sort of the typical stuff going on, launchpads and meme coins and so on. And it seems like they just recently pivoted to the AI narrative, so they're still building out the infrastructure. Yeah. In comparison, in the live stream last week, we saw that Peak has been on this quite some time on the machine economy, and DeepIn, this has been their focus for quite a long time, and so they are fairly developed in terms of having actual traction. We saw this here, right? So last week we checked out Peak ecosystem map, and there is an ecosystem map of the Picosystem. Yeah, but we didn't see that now for Near. So I would say maybe it's not as developed, or they are just not communicating it as good. Yeah, I would say we have to close down our investigation a little bit. I'm gonna keep this open and visit them when I'm at Token 2049. Yeah, but maybe let's summarize a little bit what we have learned. So where do we stand? I would say built out interesting infra for multi-chain, chain abstraction, intents. I would say we can definitely state that. And then seems they recently pivoted to AI, still flashing out the roadmap, implementing it. What else do we say? Dedicated smart contract language. They have DeFi. They have liquid staking. So what do they have in liquid staking? They have spot markets. They have lending. They have leverage. Yeah, sure. So questions, can you please leave a recording of the stream on your channel? I want to rewatch it later. Yes, sure. You can find all the recordings. I'm going to show it in a second, always on the YouTube channel and on Twitter. But I would suggest you check out the YouTube channel because this is where you have the better oversight. And yeah, I'm going to finalize it, and then I'm going to leave you with my channel. So Near, it's built out. It has built out interesting infrastructure of multi-chain, chain abstraction intents. It seems they recently pivoted to AI. They're still fleshing out, implementing the roadmap. So I would say they have communicated that they are the chain for AI. How far they have gotten is unclear from this initial analysis. So at least on the communication side. So yeah, let's say that unclear how far their echo is developed towards AI, either not reflected in marketing or pretty fresh. And then yeah, there was this ecosystem side. Did I store the link? Maybe I should have kept it. Can I find it? Learn Near, this one. There is a lot of stuff here, but it's where should I look first? Virtual chain abstraction, ecosystem map. Yes, give me an ecosystem map. AI. Okay, this is better. So let's store this. Here. It was here all the time. So ecosystem map is also something we're going to store. And then, yeah, let's check out the ecosystem map. So what do we have? They started as an AI tech, processing data for long consumption. Walk tour. So they have games, they have launchpads, they have liquid staking, DEX, borrowing, lending, Aurora, virtual chain. This might be interesting. NFT wallet. Okay, education. So the two things that are interesting are AI and Aurora virtual chain. Ethereum compatible chain. Okay. WalkMe chain. Okay, I guess this has to do with Strawberry AI. Okay, and then what do they have in terms of AI? Cross-chain AI executions. Let's see. Send AI. I have to say the whole concept is fairly interesting. Shopping, AI-powered shopping unlocks seamless experiences. Near crowd. Tier bot. Trading, buy bot, moderation, sniping, big fat Bitcoin pump. Bitte AI wallet, Strawberry AI, shill GPT. If you can shill your favorite meme coin to AI, then you can shill it to the entire universe. Okay. Kaito. Human protocol. Okay. Nah, this was close. I had to look quite a bit to find that. Okay, Aurora. Virtual chain, fully customizable, EVM compatible. Launch your virtual chain. Curve, Gnosis, Synapse. Top crypto projects are already building on Aurora near the graph curve. Is that true? My friend, I have not heard of you. The network of virtual chains that run as smart contracts on Near. Virtual chains. Average block time. Transaction cost. That might be an interesting investigation into the future, for the future. I'm dropping this here. Okay. Bitte wallet, smart accounts with on-chain AI. I don't know what that is. Airdrop, no thanks. Cosmos AI. I don't see a strong claim here that tells me what this is. Telegram. An app that doesn't. Does that app tell me what it is? Complete jobs, earn HMT. Yeah, maybe not. Learn Near Club. All right. So I would say something is going on. Good. All right. Okay. So Near has built out interesting infrastructure for multi-chain, chain abstractions, intents. It seems they recently pivoted to AI, still fleshing out the roadmap, although Hawk Tour is telling me they started as an AI tech. Okay. Dedicated smart contract language. They have DeFi with spot markets, lending, leverage, liquid staking, and then to me, it's unclear how far the echo is developed towards AI, either not reflected in marketing or pretty fresh. I mean, we see projects, but you would think if there is more to show, they would show more, is my guess. All right. Okay. That is everything I have for you today in terms of Near. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. I am going to show you, this is my Twitter account. You can follow at AlisonBob. And yeah, I cover mostly Polkadot, but I also cover like discussions with other ecosystems and trying to get a bit of bigger picture of everything. And then on YouTube, this is where you might be showing this right now. It's the same thing. It's Polkadot content, and then I have discussions like a peak deep dive last week. This week we're doing the Near deep dive, and then I also try getting into economical discussions like is ETH money and so on. Yeah, different success for the videos. I would say the most popular recently was the Polkadot roadmap, and in general Gavin Wood content. But yeah, looking to build this as a vertical because I feel that we need to get better in doing fundamental analysis of different protocols. So that means that there needs to be a little bit of a method in how we do investigation. That means we should get better at quickly gathering the right information. We should get a better understanding of what are other protocols doing. in the world, roughly. And yeah, with that comes a better understanding and appreciation of everything that's going on in crypto. We can have an open conversation. And so where I also want to take the live format is occasionally inviting people, have a little bit of a conversation with what they are doing in the protocols. And yeah, so feel free to let me know in the comments if you want me to investigate a specific protocol, or if you want to like me go more into tokenomics, or go more into like team and background and so on. Yeah. So with that, thank you for watching today. I will follow up maybe with a Twitter thread and maybe a short video. And with that, I wish you all the best. Have a good